And so I'm curious, like, what was it like when you were first starting, or how when you were running your business before even coaching with me, and like, what was that main struggle that you had as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. I think I just kept running into walls of like, is this a good idea? You know what I'm saying? Like, is what I'm building, is what I'm like moving forward with, and trying to see I'm receiving that validation from like, you know, my my partner or a few of my friends that kind of like are coaching adjacent and coaching adjacent world or something like that. And they're like, no, that's a good idea. But like nobody's an entrepreneur. Nobody's like, and I framed it this way, I think on another audio that we did before, is like nobody sees the vision that like I see. Like I can see it. And I'm not an artist, so I can't. I was about to like compare it this way, but I can't. That's a bad move. I shouldn't have started this analogy. But anyways, it's like I can see the thing that I want to create, but when I'm communicating to other folks, it's like I don't know. I can't something about it. I can't put into words. And like I finally, after like I got burnt out end of last year, I took some time away from like my coaching practice and consulting, and just worked for somebody else for a short time, even though it was like literally 3 months. I literally just was like, I know what I need. I need support. I need people who are like entrepreneurs too, who are thinking similar like me, even if they're not building the same thing. I need to be in a group of people that do that, because like that was the biggest piece. I just kept. It felt like I was running into a wall and nothing was happening. Um, and like I and the thing is like I have endless ideas of stuff and things. Shout out, ADHD of just like never my brain never turning off. But this was like one of the first times I've ever experienced where like there was nothing. Like I didn't have any new ideas. I didn't know what to do next. I was just at a loss, and I was like, I need help. I need help. I need some more because this ain't working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm glad you recognize that. Be like, okay, something's off, and um, name what you actually need, right?
yeah.
So that
Well, it
you
took a year, but yeah. Yeah.
well, I would say also creatives are ambitious entrepreneurs are also like, this is figure outable. I'm going to figure it out, right? And
Yeah.
maybe don't realize, and potentially part of the system, the capitalist white supremacy culture system, that we should figure it out on our own,
Mm,
right? And no, actually, so much the energy, the juices flowing that
mm,
comes when you are actually around people. And I think we'll caveat that with the right people, or right
yes.
people that, like you said, you can get not just inspired by, but like actually can learn from, because you're
Mm,
all kind of in a similar boat, right? Like, or have been there before. So like there's wisdom here, like that we can take and do something with, right? So I think that recognition, and then going to seek it out, even though it took a year, right? Like actually going to find that, because a lot of folks can get stuck in indecision of even taking that step, that
mm,
action. So that's awesome.
yeah.
And yeah, do you have something?
No, I was just saying, absolutely. I think to your point, what you said earlier is like, that's a majority of like how I've done life, right? Like asking for help was not necessarily my first go-to. Just to be, I mean, keep it all the way 100. Like being Black in America, like it's to say like, oh, like who are you going to call for help? If something dangerous happens, I'm very resistant to call the police. Like that's the last people I'm going to call. My mom is still, my mom's still relatively. She had me very young. My mom had me when she was 15. So like where the age gap is not that big. But anyways, so like my mom's still like paycheck to paycheck, and like, like my partner, she kind of whatever, and she tries to help as best she can and like encourage me and push me, but like there's only so much. So like even growing, like even the way I went about life, like asking for help is not something that's like that I do. It's not my natural thing because I just growing up, I didn't have a space to ask for help. But I got to shout out my business partner and like sister and close friend, Catherine Castro, who like has legitimately this past year and a half since I've known her, has taught me how to ask for help, has taught me how to like seek out community. And I'm gonna actually credit her. Like if I didn't know her, I probably wouldn't have done this like coaching program with you, to be honest with you.
Oh,
Um, because like I think inadvertently thinking about it, like asking for help, asking for support, not practicing what I preach in that like leaders and folks that are doing something amazing don't have to have all the answers. Just because you're doing something dope and creating something amazing doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. And I think I was still dealing with that pressure and that anxiousness surrounding this. Like I got to figure it out. I have to make it work. because if I don't make it work, um, then like I'm a failure, and then I've let a lot of people down, which is not true, but that's the internal dialogue. But anyways, yeah, like just to what you're saying, that's what struck a chord with me. It's just like the support is incredible. It's like go and be with people that like, hey, I got this idea. Can I like talk to you for like 15 minutes about it? And
Yeah.
just going back and forth. It's amazing.
I mean, I think I underestimated even when I put this cohort of BIPOC entrepreneurs together to expand my business from like one-on-ones. I I I think I alone underestimated how valuable that is.
Mm,
Just to even have again that sounding board to like
mm,
check in, like among other things, but is what do you think about this idea? Like help me think through it, troubleshoot it, whatever. Um, yeah, and like for
yep.
people again who kind of get it, who have been there or have an experience, similar experience,
Mhm.
and especially I think as racialized folks, seeing some of the like naming some of that resistance and be able to and understanding that,
Yeah.
right? You like you were saying as you were talking about the pressure, taking it back to what you said earlier about yeah the oldest child, like the favorite, the oldest, whatever, has to be the one. Like I
Yeah.
can't. There might not actually be anyone to ask,
Hmm.
and but I'm supposed to know, right?
Hmm.
Because I am the golden child, right? Like
Yeah.
so, totally feel that. I think what that translates to sometimes for myself, and I think other some other women I've talked to, is being the oldest daughter,
Mm.
being responsible for or just like caretaking everyone, like Luisa and then moving Kanto, right? Like
Hmm.
to have
Yep.
so many like first gen or second gen firstborn daughters, or like that is exactly me,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yep.
the world is on you to figure it all out, to do it, to care for everyone. You've been the first in the family.
Mm.
Continue, right? And it can be a lot of pressure. So
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yep. 100%. I that song. Every single time I hear the song, "Under Pressure." First of all, when you watch the movie, it's hilarious. But when I listen to the song, I get goosebumps and chills, and I like get teary eyed because it's just like I feel it so much. I feel it so much.
Yeah.
Obviously not from a uh, uh, like being the oldest daughter, but like just that pressure, man. It's wild. It's something else. It's something else. Everybody wants to be the oldest or the leader until like you got to make a decision or responsibilities. Then everybody don't know what to do. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so many times as an entrepreneur, I'm just like, can just someone else think for me? Like, I don't know. I think at one point too, when I used to judge what's it called Zuckerberg and stuff, or like being like, I just wear the black t-shirt and I can't think about it. I
Mm,
get it now. It's like my
yep.
brain is overdrive on
Mm,
figuring out all the departments of this business. I don't want to. I want all the simple decisions. I don't want to even make like what clothes to wear, what to eat. Like someone else tell me what. Just tell
mm,
me what that is.
hmm.
So I fully appreciate that now.
Decision fatigue is real. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well,
Mm.
Jonathan, I'd love to hear then, what, since we've been working together, what have been like your top three learnings or benefits, the wins, all of that since you've been in this container, this cohort.
Yeah, I think the very first one is like clarity and like a clear direction. Like I was saying earlier, like I didn't know what the hell the next step was going to be
Mm.
in the business. Like I really didn't, and I'm just like I don't know. And just even the just like simplest, just to have a form of like write everything you do down. Do this, and like I had never done that before, and just like systematize and operationalize and different things like that. And it's again, it's like taking those decision things, taking those little time things off the plate is just like incredible. Um, and I think I have been the most creative in this 6 month container than I have like since I first started it. Like that's truly that's truly a thing because I'm not thinking about those other things. I'm just like, you know, I like today I held uh, a co-working session on Twitch. That just was a dream that just popped up in my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna make it happen. I can do it. Yeah, stayed up till 2, like finishing up the overlays and everything like that, and practicing this Twitch stream. It still didn't work right, but whatever. I think the second piece is I think pricing. Like I think there's a certain part of me, and I working with you, and I've seen it in some of the um, my coaching clients too, that are like starting their side hustles and trying to work out what is that transition going to look like for themselves. I haven't really done like the business part, but like I hear like the same words almost that I said a while, like in the very beginning of just like, yeah, I want to be accessible to folks who, ain't don't normally have that. Like I'm not like everybody else, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like literally like lowballing themselves, like people that look like you can't afford your services, that aren't going to want to pay like more, right? Because I definitely had some folks that that were black, and I was like, I want to support black businesses. It wasn't it. Like it wasn't it. I thought it was going to be a deal, and it was not a deal. And I should have just like searched a little bit longer for the person that was going to do greater work at that higher price. Anyways, so the thing is, it's like it's raising my prices. Is like really like owning that fact of like, yeah, I believe that I'm like worth that much, and like not blinking an eye and like saying that, because I would be super nervous every time I talked about money. But now it's just like it is what it is. And if you don't want to work with me, don't want to, it doesn't, it doesn't work. Here are my other options. They're not around yet. They don't exist yet. But these are the things I'm thinking about, and I'll make it up as I go. But I can refer you to other people. You can come back to me later on, or we just don't work together. That's totally fine. Just keep going to workshops. You're great. Um, and then I think finally it's like I've had like over the course of August and a little bit of this month, so many opportunities to like meet new people, and not even I've never met them before. And like it is so easy to say like, yeah, I am a coach, career transition coach, podcast host, consultant. And like before, I'd be like, oh, try and tiptoe around. But like, yeah, I help Black millennials experience career joy. That's what I do. Yeah, yeah, and it's just easy. So yeah, I think. Well, all that to say is I got my confidence back. I got my groove back. I got
All right, Stella. um, I love hearing that, just because I know people watching or listening to this like hear some of those gems, that you were sharing in terms of, yeah, finding clarity and releasing expectation that, people had to work with you. And you could say, you were prepared to walk away from it because if it wasn't aligned or you couldn't afford it, because the price is the price, right? Like this is the value of my work, different from my value. I am priceless, but this is
yes,
the value of the work that I have today,
yes,
right? And it's probably going to keep growing as my confidence grows. So get in that. And if you don't want to, okay, cool. Here's an alternative. I'm going to make it up on the fly. Totally, right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
can you, like, the biggest thing as a consultant and coach is, right, can you legit and with integrity help this person,
hmm,
right? And if you can, figure it out, right? And like that to me is like intuition, creativity, um, just being be able to on the fly think of something like, how can I actually help you, and not being so committed to the container that you have, that you've been saying. It's important to have it so that you feel like you can show up and roll up into a place and be like, this is what I do.
hmm,
And also be flexible as you need to, because at the end of the day, can you just solve the problem?
hmm,
Right? And we'll work
yeah,
out those details.
yeah,
And so all those skill sets that you've named, I hope again people are recognizing like that is entrepreneurship, right? I,
hmm,
I joke around, but like I'm pretty serious about it. Like entrepreneurship is just one big experiment,
yeah, yep,
the more people I meet, the more it's messy, and the more I realize it's messy, and the more I realize like people don't know what the frick they're doing. It's just like, but they just do it and they figure it out, right? And as long again as you stay within that integrity and that you actually can help, then you'll do it. And then if not, if people don't want to sign up for that, we'll let it go. And because
yeah,
the next thing's coming, and it's gonna be fine, especially when you have tools and tactics and support. Sorry, my eyes bothering me.
it's all good.
Um, to do it,
Hmm,
right? Like, and so, and you've proof. So
yeah,
maybe one of the things I want to name, like one of my favorite moments with you in the cohort has been, I remember I was about to teach a class, or we were doing some, I don't know, we were in like maybe our warm up grounding
yep,
exercise.
yep, yep. I know what
Yeah,
you're gonna
and
say.
then
Yeah,
you're like, hold up. I literally just got paid like this moment, like
Yeah.
like I got a client, it went through.
Mm,
And I remember just jumping out of my seat because I think we literally had a conversation, like, I don't know, a couple days before or
yep.
something about raising those prices, about sticking to it, right? Because the right person's going to show up and be like, yes, take my money. Like, I need your help, right? And
Yep.
so that
Yep.
was, I remember that, like, jumping out of my own seat, like, frick yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, legitimately, it was just like, I remember having the conversation, and it was a returning client, so he had me when I, like, ran this beta last year, and so he did not pay anywhere near that. He got, like, a deal,
Yeah.
and so, like, I just said, "This is what it's gonna this is this, this is my 4-month package at" what is it? 40, I think 4,200, and then here's my 8-month or my 2-month at, like, 21 or something like that. And he was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's yeah." Cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. I'll send you the information. I
Yeah.
followed up a couple of times. I said, "Hey, listen, everything you shared, I think your job should pay for it. I don't think you should pay for it at all." But he's like, "Whatever." But he ended up, yeah, he's like, "For sure." Signed the contract, paid for it. Yeah, a
Yeah.
few days after that. So it's good. Is it? Is it happening?
And
Yeah.
then, that momentum of like, we can do it. People, somebody wants it at the higher price,
Mm.
then we can do this again.
Mhm.
Right. And so, um, I mean, I feel the energy change, the confidence shift, like, in over the last few weeks as we've been doing some different like challenges and such,
Mm.
but especially on this call, Jonathan, from I remember that conversation about pricing
Mhm.
and some of the nervousness or some, not, I don't even know if nervousness is the right word,
Yeah.
but you were definitely quieter.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, a little
And then
hesitant.
like
Yeah.
now it's like, let's go. Like, do you want it or not? Right. And so, and like building on that momentum, taking note. I wanted to name that out loud because
Mhm.
like we have to remind ourselves like those things happen. They can happen fast
Yeah.
too, right? And so, and they've happened before. So when we collect that evidence
Mm.
that this is still possible, like for the next one and the next one, or when we were going to raise the price again, right?
Mhm.
It's doable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I also wanna name too is that, like, I'm not like a sleazy sales like, I don't do that. Like, I legitimately every single person I talk to, like, I legitimately want the best for you. I legitimately want you to thrive. I legitimately believe that, like, if we are a fit as, like, in a coaching relationship, that I can help you navigate some of the things that you've been having a difficult time navigating on your own. Like, I don't believe that any of my clients or any of the people that I work with are inept or that are not highly skilled, that are not qualified. Um, if you believe that, actually, the work that I do is like, let's talk about that and explore that, so that way we can get that ish out your mind, right? Because I really legitimately want you to look in the mirror, like, and this is the moments that I've had in my life now. Is like I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm that dude. Like, I am the shit. Like, I deserve this, and you deserve it. Like, you truly, truly do. Um, and I like interact and work with my clients on that, and anybody that are potential clients or whatever. Like, if you don't want to work with me, that's totally fine. I think that folks that try and do any salesy or like sleazy or inauthentic kind of like messaging or interactions with people, or just see people as numbers and like money, money, money. Like, I don't, I don't judge them as a person, but like, I don't trust you, right? I don't trust it. Because like, I operate out of abundance. I don't operate out of scarcity. And I think that is a unlearning that had to happen. And it's a trusting that has to happen, not only in your skills, but in the network that you build, and the interactions that you have, and the product that you develop, and everything like that. But it's just like, yeah, I don't believe in that. I see people as people. I truly, 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 truly want to support, and care for people as best I can as a coach, as a person, as a and especially as somebody who believes in equity. So I just want to like name that too. Is like, I know I'm talking nonchalantly and very confidently about like what I can do and the services I provide and my pricing, but it's because like, when I believe and trust what I've designed and built, but I also believe in the individuals, and I've also seen it. Like, I've literally seen it. Like, I have a client who's literally not even the same person. She's not the same. Like, not the same, from when I she yeah, not the same from when we first met to who she is now. And I'm just like incredibly proud of her. Like I literally cry for joy for my clients when they're thriving. So
That
yeah,
sounds familiar.
I knew you were gonna like that. I knew you
I
were gonna
mean,
like
I do that energy. It's contagious, right? And people
that.
can tell, and like that trust can happen quickly if,
Yeah.
when you are yourself, right? And I think I'm especially proud because of that equity part and ripple of impact, and knowing that you work with a lot of marginalized, like racialized folks, Black men, maybe in particular too, right? That they can see what is possible in you, right? Because
Yeah.
you're modeling that for them. That's exciting for me to see you thrive and to see you so confident, and a little bit of that, like I said, I saw the shift in that too, like who I'm talking to today, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, so, and apparently it's contagious because that's how you also work with your clients, and the
Mm.
transformations that you're able to have with them
Yeah.
is similar.
Yeah. It might be the glasses too, Chris. I don't know. I don't know these glasses I got on
Yeah,
today.
the whole retro like look, like, what's going on right now, like,
Yeah.
all of it. Well, tell me too, Jonathan,
Mm.
how have you surprised yourself? What are you most proud of?
Damn, this might be a question I cry on. I I thought about this question too, and like when I said earlier, like my mom said something like, "I'm not surprised that you were able to do that." Like when I talked to my partner, she's like, "I'm not surprised that you're able to do that." Like there's even my friends are like, "Yeah, like Jonathan, you're dope. Like you're smart. Like yeah, like it makes sense. Like I just like I feel that now. Like I feel that now. Like I'm expecting good things to happen, and I don't know where or when that shifted in my life because like that's legitimately like how I used to live. Like I'm the way that my mom like raised me and my brothers is like you literally can do anything. Like you can do anything, right? Um, and like that belief in myself was like stolen somewhere, and I don't know where it went. But I got it back. I like feel myself like, and there's a lot of factors in it that go into it. But like when, um, but like there's still even the fear of like doing something. But now there is courage to push past the fear and like do it anyway. There's bravery to do it anyway. That like I had lost for a while. And so I think that that's the part that I'm like I'm just like in awe of myself. I'm like so damn proud of myself. I'm just like I'm doing this thing. Um, I'm there's still some other areas that I'm still working on, and like, but I think for me, I think that there was like a lot of mental barriers that I had to overcome in the past like 6 months, especially in this um, container of like if this is the thing that I really want to do and I believe in it and I'm not going back and I can't work for somebody else, then like just work through it. And I truly believe that like a reclaiming of my bravery, reclaiming of my joy, a reclaiming of my courage, um, was like my greatest gift out of this time. And I'm just like, just yeah, I'm just like in awe that I'm just like, yeah, yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, I can do it.